Dear students, let us discuss another topic, which is the uh, recombination frequency or frequency of crossing over. As the name itself is indicating that here we are going to discuss how much time or what is the percentage of a crossing over at a point, or how much time crossing over can takes place. So, this is the frequency of the crossing over, and because crossing over will lead to the formation of the recombinants. So, you can say that the crossing over frequency is equivalent to the recombination frequency. The frequency of crossing over or interchanging between any two genes, because you know whenever there is a crossing over, the genes between the non-sister chromatids of the homologous pairs are interchanged. So, frequency of crossing over or interchange between any two gene is the probable number of crossover formed between them. So, you can say that it is equivalent to the number of the crossover. The number of crossover will lead to the interchanging of the genes, and thus is equivalent to the frequency of the crossover. So, basically frequency of crossover is depicting how much time number of crossover will takes place between the two genes. Normally, the percentage of crossing over between any two genes is directly proportional to distance between them, and we have already studied it during the crossing over, during the linkage, and during the chromosome mapping, and this was called the Morgan and Sturtevant's hypothesis. That is, which means that if the distance between two genes is more, the chances of crossing over is more, and once the chances of crossing over is more, it means number of chiasmata will be formed between two genes will be more, and once the crossing over is more, it means the frequency of crossing over is more when the distance is more. And in reverse, you can say that when the distance is less, there are less chances of crossing over. So, you will have the less frequency of crossing over between the two genes. It is the Morgan and Sturtevant's hypothesis, which shows that the distance matters between the two genes with respect to the crossing over and the frequency of crossing over. Like you can see over there in this diagram, uh, the frequency of crossing over between A and C, you can see the chromosome may cross over there also, the chromosome, the two non-sister chromatid may cross over there also, they may cross over there also, they may cross over there also. So, say for example, there are four chances, there are four times that the crossing over may takes place between A and C. But if you look at between A and B or B and C, you are having only two times chance of the two times crossing over. So, here again 2. So, it means between A and C, it is double than that of the B and C and A and B. This means that the distance of the A and C is more, so the crossing over is more. So, the distance matters a lot for the crossing over. This was the Morgan Sturtevant's hypothesis, which was showing that if the distance between two genes is more, then the chances of the crossing over is more, and accordingly the frequency of the crossing over will be more. Now, the frequency of crossing over can be determined or can be calculated by a formula, that is number of recombinants that you will find in the coming generation after crossing over, and the total number of progeny, because it is not always that all the new individuals will be showing the recombinants, they will be having some parental combination also. So, total number of progeny and in multiplied by 100. For example, let us take this example. Here one parent is having the capital A capital B and other is having small a small b. So, gamete will be having again one, because among the pair one gene will come over there, one chromosome will come over there. So, capital A capital B and small a small b. When both of them will fertilize a zygote, the zygote will having the this capital A capital B small b. So, it is having the you can say heterozygous type of condition. Now, when this F1 hybrid was crossed with each other, male with female, not sorry, it was not crossed with each other, it was test crossed with the recessive parents. In order to know that what is the genotype of the F1 hybrid, because you know the test cross is a well known cross in order to determine that what type of genotype is. So, once it was crossed with the recessive parents, then you know it has it can form the these types of gametes capital A capital B, then there may be a small b, capital A small b and the small a small b. 4 types of gametes can be formed by this, and this will form only one type of gamete, that is AB. And when individuals after crossing, when the individuals of the F2 generations were counted, it was found that 160 offspring were having parental type of combination like this. That means, in which both one capital A and one capital B will be there, and the other is this having the all the recessive trait. So, you are having the parental combination 160 individual will be having the this type of genotype, and 165 individual were showing the this type of genotype. Both of them were the parental combination, whereas the new combinations were having 36 offsprings were having this type of genotype, and the 39 offspring were having this type of genotype. Now, both these genotypes, they are not resembling with the genotype of the parents. So, they are called the recombinants. So, let us now determine what is the frequency of the crossing over between these two genes. What were the two genes? The two genes were A and B, that is capital A and the small a, capital B and small b. So, what is the frequency of crossing over between A and B? So, frequency of crossing over can be calculated by the formula that number of recombinants. So, number of recombinants are 36 and 39. So, you add 36 plus 39, and then the total number of progeny is 160 plus 165 plus 36 plus 39 multiplied by 100, it is equal to 18.8%. So, it means we can say that the frequency of the crossing over between A and B gene in this cross, or in this individual, or in this race, or in this you can say the particular type of experiment that we have conducted is 18.8%. So, this is how that the frequency of crossing over is calculated in the percents. Now, Morgan Student's hypothesis have told us that it is the distance between the genes which matters a lot when we have to see whether the crossing over is more or less. There are certain other factors which affect the frequency of crossing over between the two genes. Age is one of them. So, frequency of crossing over decreases with advancing age. Then X-ray is one of the factor. Exposure to X-rays and other radiations increases the frequency of crossing over, because you know that all these rays and the radiations, they can cause a you can say break in the DNA, and once there is a break in the DNA, then there are chances that the broken part will not unite at the same site. As a result, new combinations may arise. Then sex is one of the factor also, like the male Drosophila and the male mammal have less frequent crossing over, whereas in silk moth crossing over does not occurs in the female. So, again it means crossing over is not similar in all the sexes of all the individuals. Drosophila and mammal, male has less crossing over, whereas in case of the silk moth, the female does not show any sort of crossing over. Temperature, you know, is again one of the factor which can cause break in the DNA and the chromosome. So, variation in temperature will certainly increase the crossing over, because more break will be there. So, more recombinants may be there. Similarly, chemical mutagens also increase or decrease the crossing over frequency. Chemical mutagens, you know, there are so many chemicals which can break the DNA, which can harm the chromosome, which can break the chromosome. As a result, the part broken may shift from one chromosome to other. As a result, the crossing over may takes place. So, it means the frequency of crossing over is more with the help of the chemical mutagens. Then chiasmata is also having some role, that is, one crossing over at one point has certain role with respect to the number of crossing over within a chromatids, within non-sister chromatids. That is, chiasmata formation at one point discourage chiasmata formation and crossing over at the other point. This is called interference. Say for example, if the crossing over is taking place over at this point, it is not possible that the next crossing over will take place immediately just behind or ahead of this crossing over, because you know this is just a physical phenomenon. If you take into consideration that if you want to mold this chromatid back to this and then back to this, it will take certain distance to get molded, to get bent and then cross over again. So, it means if crossing over has taken place at a point, immediately near to it no other crossing over will be there. It will, if the other crossing over will be there, it will occur at a distance from the at a significant distance from the previous crossing over. So, it means once the crossing over has taken place, the chiasmata has formed, it will interfere with the crossing over at its near location. It will not allow the crossing over immediately at its near point. So, this is what the chiasmata has a role in you can say lessening the chance of the crossing over, lessening the frequency of crossing over at a near point, either it may be behind to it or it may be ahead of it. Accordingly, if the chromosomes go inversion, say for example, this was the sequence A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and somehow this part was broken, got inverted. So, it has gone now DCB and reinserted into the same space. Now, this chromosome will have the sequence like A, D, C, B, E, F, G, H, whereas its homologue will have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Here this point, the inverted segment will not allow the crossing over to takes place over there, because you know crossing over always takes place between the similar type of the genes, between the similar part of the homologous chromosome. So, D will not cross over with B and B will not cross over with C, like that. So, it means once the inverted segment is there, it will hinder the crossing over at the corresponding point of the homologue. So, it means inversion is again having some sort of suppression with respect to the crossing over to takes place at the inverted segment. Then of course, location of the gene also matters. If the genes are located at the end of the chromosome, which is called telomere, or they are located very much near to the centromere, they have very less chance to cross over, they have very less chance to interchange between the non-sister chromatids of the homologous chromosome. So, it means telomeres and the centromere have certain effect that, like the chiasmata, they also do not allow the crossing over to takes place near to it. So, it is because of this reason that if the genes are located near the centromere or located at the telomere, they will not be allowed to cross over very frequently. There are nutritional effects also. Crossing over frequencies are affected by concentration of metallic ions. It means if the cell is having the metallic ion concentration such as calcium and magnesium present in it, you can see what is the effect of that. Let us see. Levine fed young Drosophila females on a high calcium diet. So, it means they are having the high metallic ions in them and found a decrease in crossing over between X chromosomes. So, it means here this calcium diet is having the suppression on the crossing over between X chromosome, and when fed in a medium that removed metallic ions. So, when the metallic ions were removed from the cytoplasm and some other diet were given to the Drosophila, then crossing over was increased. It means metallic ions have suppressions over the crossing over, whereas the if the metallic ions will not be present in the cytoplasm, they will not have the such suppressions on the crossing over. Neal found that larval starvation at certain ages increase crossing over, that if the larva of the individuals are were not fed with a good quantity of food, if they have the starvation, then the crossing over has more chance to occur. So, it means frequency of crossing over in the starvation is more in certain larvae. There is a genotypic effect also. Say for example, crossing over frequency between the same two loci in different strains of the same species show variation. So, if you are finding that gene A and GB in one strain are going to cross over at a, say for example, at a frequency of 20%, not always it will occur at the same rate in the other strain also, because of the numerous gene differences which may be present within one strain and other. So, it means genotypic effect is there, that one type of genotype may allow the frequency of the crossing over more, may allow the crossing over to occur between the two genes, thus increasing the frequency of crossing over, and the other type of genotype may have the hindrance or the suppression effect upon the crossing over to takes place between the two genes. So, once they are compared within the same strain, within the different strain of the same species. Then the chromosome structure effect is there. We have already discussed in the inversion, that inversion was having suppressive effect over the crossing over, and accordingly the other chromosomal changes that have direct effect upon the structure of the chromosome have certain suppression upon the crossing over to takes place at those points. So, it means chromosome structure is also affecting the crossing over. If it is normal, there are more chances of the crossing over. If the chromosome structure has is not normal because of the aberrations, it has changed, then there may be a suppression, like we have seen in the inversion also. Thanks. This is all about the recombinant frequency or the crossing over frequency, you can say, between the two genes, that what are the likelihood of the crossing over, and what are the chances that the crossing over will be more, and what are the chances that the crossing over will be less. Thanks.